special attraction.
Toby the tram engine was very excited. He was wearing a brand new bell that shone like gold. He was off to the seaside. His driver was explaining everything as they puffed along the line. There's a seaside village near here, and every year they have a big parade with a special attraction for all the visitors. This year, Toby, you're the special attraction. Thank you, sir, said Toby. But what does a special attraction do? Oh, just smiles and blows whistles at everyone, replied his driver. We're almost there. Listen, you can hear the seagulls. Soon they reached a little station by the village. But instead of a big welcome, there was just one man. He whispered to Toby's driver and turned sadly away. Well, if that doesn't take the biscuit, said Toby's driver. They've run out of room in the parade and don't need a special attraction after all. We've got to go home, Toby. I'm sorry, old boy. So am I, sighed Toby. Percy was shunting in the yard. He didn't expect to see Toby. What are you doing back so soon? Before Toby could reply, the Fat Controller arrived. Leave these trucks here, please, Percy. There's an emergency at the harbour. Come on, Percy, said his driver. This will be trouble with Bulstrode. Who's Bulstrode? Wondered Percy. He was still surprised about Toby, and now he had two puzzles to sort out. His driver explained. Bulstrode is a disagreeable bud. He never stops complaining. His driver was right about Bulstrode. Today the barge was more bad-tempered than ever. Come on, why aren't you trucks where you should be? There's no engine and we can only go where we're put, shouted the trucks. You're in the wrong place, not us. When Percy arrived, Bulstrode was sulking and the trucks were crosser still. Our stone is for Bulstrode. Please, put us in a siding so that we can load him up and be rid of him. But the trucks were being careless. As Percy was lining them up, they burst through some buffers. Help! Help! They wailed. But it was too late. Ooh, cried Bulstrode. I'm sinking! Serves you right, giggled the trucks. You were always barging in and moaning. It took a very long time to clear the mess. Percy watched as Bulstrode was towed to the beach. There you are, said the workman. Now you can just stay here. Children can play in you all day, and at long last you'll be useful. When Percy got home, he and Toby exchanged all their news. Well, we've both had some seaside surprises today, laughed Toby. But driver says that I'm a special attraction anyway, and so are you. Every time we go on our own line. What do you mean? Asked Percy. Well, all we have to do is smile and blow whistles at everyone.
Mind that bike.
If one morning you were to ride in Bertie the bus, you would run down the winding country road with him, cross over stone-walled bridges and travel past Thomas's branch line. Then you would hear Bertie's friendly greeting as he sees one of his friends pass by. His name is Tom Tipper the postman. Every day, Tom trundles cheerfully around the island of Soho. He stops at stations collecting letters and parcels from Thomas's and Percy's mail trains. Then he delivers the mail to farms and cottages far and wide. The engines know that anywhere their rails won't reach, Tom Tipper will collect their post and deliver it safely come rain or shine. He's always ready to help load mailbags onto the trains too. Thank you, Tom, whistles Percy. Yes, indeed, agrees Thomas. You're a really useful postman. Ah, replies Tom, but where would I be without my van? We make a grand pair. One day, Tom wasn't at the platform. A postman they didn't know dumped the bags on the platform and disappeared. What happened to Tom? Wondered Percy. And his old van, said his driver. No wonder the new postman looks cross. Trying to carry mailbags on a bicycle would make anyone miserable. Next morning, the engines were glad to see Tom back again, but he looked very sad. Postmaster decided my van was too expensive to run. The rounds take longer on my bike. I'm sorry, I can't stop to help you. I wish I could cheer Tom Tipper up, sighed Percy, the small engine. He was just wondering how this might be done when his thoughts were rudely interrupted. A man was shouting at Tom Tipper. You've got to come back to the Fat Controller's office. He needs you to sign some important papers right away. Oh dear, replied Tom Tipper. This is going to make me later still. He was in a hurry and being careless. He propped his bike against Percy's mail truck and rushed away. Stop! Cried Percy, but Tom was out of sight. There was worse to come. Percy's driver hadn't seen the bike and he started away. Oh no! Cried Percy. Now there'll be trouble. And there was. Percy's driver quickly stopped the train. Everyone came running to the scene. Tom Tipper's bicycle was in pieces. I'm sorry, Mr. Tipper, apologised Percy. Never mind, Percy, said the postman. It wasn't your fault, but now I've only got my legs to get the mail delivered. Whatever will happen next, Tom Tipper soon found out. Next day, he was waiting happily for Percy. Beep, beep, whistled Percy. Is that a smart new van I see? It is indeed. That accident did me a good turn, Percy. My chief decided a new van would do the job. Much better than another bike and worth the expense. Now, I can always be on time again. So I did help, beamed Percy. But by accident, as you might say.